You don't always need to purchase a pattern for everything you want to sew. Let me show you how I made this super simple body pillowcase by taking a couple measurements, and I used all fabric from my scrap pile. Using scraps can be a low pressure way to make a project for the first time if you're unsure how it's going to turn out and you're not used to not following patterns. If you're wondering, the size squares I used was 3 inches unfinished or 2.5 inches finished, or once they're put together, they're 2.5 inches. I put together enough to have a 14-inch by 48-inch panel for both the front and the back of my pillow, because that is what the pillowcase was that I took off of it. Once I put some scrap fabric on the back and used some batting, I quilted it, and then it was ready to trim the excess batting, backing, and then some of the edges of the front too. Trim this down to 48 by 14 quite yet. I did 48.5 by 14.5 because I wanted to include a 1/4 inch seam allowance for when I put the front and back together. For this one, I am using a zipper instead of like an envelope back because it is a really long pillow. But if this was like a standard pillow or a small square pillow, I would probably just do the envelope back. For the zipper, I just have this like bulk zipper tape that I have off of Amazon, and I cut about 24 inches, which is about half of the length of my pillow. Then to attach it, I actually pulled the zipper tape apart. I wanted the zipper tape to be in the same spot on both panels so that the front and the back line up with the zipper, and then I wanted it about halfway or kind of in the middle point. So I measured 12 inches from one edge, and this is where I'm going to sew on half of the zipper tape. In order to do that, I folded over the panel onto itself, so wrong sides together, about a 1/4 inch, and then I pressed it and then clipped on the zipper tape. So under here, all the layers kind of pressed, and you'll see if I flip it over, you will see that fold. Next, I took it to my sewing machine and I sewed about 1/8 of an inch away from the folds there to attach the zipper to the fold or the panel. And if you flip it over, there are the stitches, and then you'll also see that's kind of where my raw edge of the batting and fabrics are. Then I just repeated the same exact thing with the other panel, making sure that they're both 12 inches from the edge. Next, I got out my zipper pull and I put it onto the zipper tape. I have a really nice tool for this, and it's linked on my Amazon storefront, and of course I could not find it today, so I had to struggle through getting it on otherwise. Once I finally got it, I zipped it up most of the way. Then I placed the two panels, or the front and the back, right sides together. I'm going to sew around the entire perimeter of this giant rectangle except for where the zipper is. And at the two ends of the zipper, I usually go like about 1 inch in so that the zipper is kind of hidden. And then I will also make some stitches over the zipper tape going like perpendicular to the zipper to make sure that it stays shut. Once I have the front and back attached, I go ahead and unzip it, turn it right side out, and that is it. I'm all done. I really loved this project. It was super fun. And if you wanted to make your pillow look even fancier, you could add some binding around the edges. This is just for my daughter's bed. She loves it. There's so many fun prints, and I can't wait to see what this looks like after it gets out of the wash.